and what a great day to sew something wonderful. I'm Kia with Kia B, and I am here by myself today. We just filmed a floss tube earlier today, and I talked about how I was going to finally post a planner kind of review, kind of going through my planner system for cross stitch and kind of how I do that. I have separate videos where I've done Quilter's planner and how I use that, or the Lori Holt planner for Quilter. That is the planner that we got in Creative Notions box, and so I have gone through that planner as well. I'm just kind of flipping through. So today I'm going to flip through my TUL planner 24 hours of cross stitch system. So let me show you first some things that I use in my planner system. So this is my cross stitch planner. It is an 8.5 by 11. And we had a question last week on our floss tube, and I'm so glad this person asked this. She said that the Etsy listing isn't super specific on the size of the planner. It is an 8.5 by 11. I just print mine on 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper. I did a heavy weight paper, just a larger kind of weight, so that it would turn better. I find in my disc system that the pages turn better, and I will talk about that when I flip through this. So this is my 24 hours of cross stitch planner and how I've customized it to work for me, the things I add into it, and then I also am going to go through my whip sheets and what those look like. So just to give you kind of a reference, these are my whip sheets. So I have 2 on a page, and every whip has one. So with that being said, so yeah, that is my planner. I also use a TUL system. So it's a disc bound system. I buy a leather cover, and I go over this more in the video itself, but I just get them at Office Depot or Office Max, whichever one you have. In our town, they combined them. So I think they're owned by the same people now. And so, I just went there and I bought the cover and the disc and all of that. So that's how I did that. But I also use it for my personal planner, and this is the smaller size. So if you can figure out how to get, there's a pencil stuck in here. If you can figure out how to get the 24 hours of cross stitch planner to shrink into maybe 2 per page, you can fit into this smaller size. Now I have a daily planner in here, so it's much more thick, and this is only 6 months worth of planner. But the TUL system itself does have other planning pages that you can incorporate in your cross stitch planner. So like this is a daily page. It has the timestamp, it has the top priorities, to-do list, and a little notes section. So I do use this for our personal planner at home. And then again, it's just the same setup. So, and then I've got just a notebook back here that's in. The disc bound system allows you to remove things and then put them back in, kind of like a binder. It's just got a lot of binder clips. So they just kind of come out really easily, and I show you that in the video too. Another thing I talk about in the video is the Post-its that I get. They're Post-it tabs that I get from the Container Store. So this is a book, and it comes with all of these different colors. So I do use these in the tops and along the sides of my planner if I need them. So, and then I buy the index tabs per month and use those as well. So let's get into it, and I'll just kind of flip through my planner and what I use and the month of April, what my goals are. Okay, so this is my TUL planner system, and it is disc bound, and these are the 1-inch, I believe, or maybe these are the 2-inch, I think. And that leaves me plenty of room because this planner is thick and I like to put extra pages in it. So plenty of room. Now, Tech Guy's planner, which I don't have in front of me, has the smaller discs, and it's just fine. He doesn't need the bigger disc because he doesn't put a lot of extra things in there. So on the inside, which this is going to be upside down for me, but that's okay. So on the inside, this is just one of their leather covers, and I got this from Office Depot. So I essentially bought the disc and the leather cover, and then I purchased the monthly tabs, which were separate And so then I just got Jen's planner that she sent to me so encouragingly and put this all together. So in this front pocket, there are just 2 little pockets. I don't have anything in those, but in this, I do keep my stickers. So you'll see as I flip through, I use these instead of bullet points just to have some color there. I have some charts here that I created, so I won't show you that. That was just a chart I created as a freebie for a retreat for keepsakes. And then that's just an order form. This is just that information that I had printed from the Museum of History on cross stitch in the 18th century. And then this is for my Elan stand, and we will talk more about my Elan stand in our next video, but these are the instructions of putting that together. And then these are charts that I'm currently working on. So sorry, there's a pretty bad glare, but this is the chart for Baby It's Cold Outside, and then I'm working on Boo to You. So if the chart doesn't fit either in the project bag or if I just have it on its own, then it definitely goes right there in the front, and that's just kind of handy to have. So it's a pretty big pocket. Okay, so now we're going to get into the girth of this planner. You can purchase this planner off of Etsy. All the little stickers and stuff I've just added on just for a fun element. So this is the cover page, and you can see things turn like super easily. It's not a problem. Now I will say that I do use a heavier weight paper. This is a 28-pound paper that I bought. Actually, Tech Guy brought it home for me. And I do use a heavier paper. I think when you use the more thin, just 20-pound office paper, it does not turn as well. So I do use that. This is the 24 hours of cross stitch year-long ABC challenge. And then on this side, you've got the monthly focus tracker. I have not used this at all. And then this is the 2020 finishes. And so this is not updated for me. I have actually I have 3 more to add to this list. So those are my finishes for this year. This is just a piece of paper that I've added in. So actually, if you flip to the back of my planner, then I've just got some blank TUL paper. And I took one of those, added some stickers, and then you can see that I've used the bullet points as those little heart stickers just for some fun. And these are all the kits that I currently have ready to go. So this is actually where I'm getting a lot of my mania starts from, is from this list. So if I kit something up and it's ready to go and it's not started yet, it just goes in here. And then I'll just mark it off as I start them, or write the date next to it maybe. These are my current whips. I have not updated this either because some of these are going to be finished. So yeah, like the tree lot, that's finished. But again, just added some little flair just for fun. Nathan and I attempted to do a 24 hours of cross stitch, and so this was my planner for that. You can see we only made it to about hour 18 before we just did not make it happen. So this was a time where I still had a lot of these whips. I have since passed some of these whips on just because they're not my aesthetic really anymore. I told you all that my tastes are kind of changing, and so I have recycled some of these things. Okay, and then yep, so there's a time tracker when I was keeping it. Okay, so now we've got these dividers. So each month is going to have the calendar. So this was January, and then you just write in the days that you stitch. So like this day I worked on Sunnyside Sampler for 1 hour and 30 minutes and I got 138 stitches in. And that's what I do. I just write the whip on it, how long I stitched, how many stitches I got into it, and if I had a finish, I label it as well. So let's go ahead and flip to April because that's why you're here. So this is April, and this is what I've stitched so far except for yesterday. I did not write my stitches in last night. I fell asleep, but I got, I don't know, less than 100 in yesterday because I was not feeling very well. But I also do the same. So like on the first day I worked on Snow Village and got 88 stitches in 30 minutes. A bigger day might look like this, where I got Tree Lot and I worked for 3 hours and got 426 stitches in. This was a finish, and so I write it on there. So my goal is to stitch at least 24 minutes every day. it's on there, and so I just feel like I need to do that and I want to do it. So I just marked that off. I did stitch for 24 minutes yesterday. I just did not write it down. So then the second paper that you'll see is the April highlights. So these are the goals that you're going to set for yourself. You've got goals for the month. So I want to finish a Snow Village, which I'm close, sort out my mania, and then support our LNS. So our LNS, we have a very large order coming from them. Hopefully it will come this week, and we'll be able to finally kit up or finalize kitting up our mania stuff, sort out mania. That's obviously how I'm going to be able to do that. I'm very close on a Snow Village. My new starts, and you'll see one of my goals is to not start anything new in the month of April. This is not technically it's a restart. I have started this twice already and not been happy with the fabric that I'm using. So this is going to be a restart for me, and I'm actually using a fabric that I love. Okay, so then you've got your cross stick. And you don't even have to use all of these planner pages. I use them, I really like them, but use what works for you. So you find something that is supposed to work with each letter. So my S, I'm working on Snow Village number 4. My challenge is that I want to get the house done. Okay, so that is that. UFO stitching on Sunnyside Sampler, I had a really hard time coming up with a U. So that's a U, unfinished object. So I've got that. I want 240 minutes, which is 1 hour each Saturday, which is great because Saturdays are my sampler days. N is Snow Village number 4, and I want to get the snow done. I'm not even sure why that's in. I don't remember why I listed that as in. I don't remember. So that is on that. Maybe Little House Needleworks is what I was thinking. And then I want to do a web call stitching on whips for 240 minutes, which is, I've like halfway there in 1 week. So yeah, that's why that's done. Sunnyside Samplers S, I want 480 stitches on that. Be Kind by Hello from Liz Matthews is the H there. I need 480 stitches on that. The A is the Gnomes pattern, and I want a start over, and I want 120 stitches on that. So I look at this and I think, okay, 120 stitches, that's between a half an hour to an hour, depending on how like diligent I am on watching my stitching. And so that's just something fun for me. So I look at that, I'm like, okay, that's about an hour's worth of work for that. This is, 3 or 4 hours worth of work for that. So that's how I look at it as I'm planning out. D is Snow Village number 4. I want to finish all the DMC stitching. Snow Village is a mixture of DMC and overdyes. And so that's why I chose to use that as a D, because I want to get all the DMC stitching on that finished. The O is the tree lot, and I completely finished that, which is awesome. And then the W is whips, and I only want to work on whips for the entire month. And so that is for that. Let's see. I'm trying to remember why O was the tree lot. It's a Little House pattern, a Little House Needleworks pattern, but I do not remember why that was on there for O. So I need to be better about taking notes to the side about why I chose that for that letter, but that's where we're at. She also includes, if it's just fun for you, the holidays for each month. She's included a holiday for every single day. So I think today is, I don't even know what day it is, y'all. Are you there too? April 10th. So today is National Siblings Day. So there you go. Yesterday was Name Yourself Day. And then she always includes a list, and this is just more for journaling, list 24 stitching snacks. So that's super fun. But I don't typically use these pages. This is fun, and I should use it more for like the journaling and the scrapbooking of planning, but I haven't. Okay, and then at the end of the month, you come back and what are your favorite stitching moments, tweaks that you want to do for next month, and then your finishes down here. So I need to include mine. And then at the end of the month, I include 2 pieces of just blank notebook paper if I have notes or something that I want to include. So, and then you'll notice up at the top here, there you go, I've got tabs. So these are once a quarter, Nathan and I have set a goal to do a 24-hour marathon. And so those are listed there. So if I have working copies, so I've got, you know, this is all my planner. And then we go back here and we've got freebies, which are weekly plans and recaps. And I can make copies and just hole punch them and put them in here. If I have working copies of anything, so I have a working copy right here. This is my floss list and the conversions. I have a working copy of my Sunnyside sampler. So I have copied it, and these come in and out very, very simply. So I just pull up and they come out and then they go back in that easily. This is why I chose this notebook, because it is so versatile and I can take out, put in, change, whatever I want to. So I've got a working copy here where I mark off and count my stitching of Sunnyside sampler. And then I just have a bunch of blank paper, and that is that. So the thing that I am going to be adding this month into my planner, I needed a place for whips, and I needed a place to say, I'm stitching, you know, hello from Liz Matthews. I need somewhere to say, I'm stitching Be Kind, Be True on this fabric using this thread. And I looked in so many different places for floss cards and stuff like that. But here's what I've come up with. So I have a picture of what it is. So this is Sunnyside sampler, and I did a floss conversion on this. The designer is the drawn thread. I'm using 32 count R&R Creek Bed Brown. And then here's the floss, DMC, Gast, and Classic Colorworks. So I have one of these for every whip. And then as I finish it, I will just put a little date to the side. So like Tree Lot, I'm done with, so I can just write the date that I finished it on that. But I have that for each one. So this is going to go kind of in the front of my planner, which that shows you the Avalia kit that I am working on as well from Market. So it just kind of gives you a glimpse of what that pattern is. And I will just be putting those, I'll grab a tab, and I'm going to put those after my whip list. So it'll go between my whip list and this page, and I'll have a tab. I have a lot more of these tabs. They're from the Container Store. I just have a book of them. And so I will hole punch those, and they will sit right behind here. And that way I have them. And that just tells me, like, as I'm filming and things, or somebody asks like, oh, what fabric is that? Then I can flip to this. I mean, we all know what floss cards are for. And so that will be really helpful with that. So those are the ones that I created. And I just created it as a document on my computer, not even really fancy or anything. So, all right. That is my TUL planner. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us in the Hive today. I really liked going through my planner and sharing that with you all. You know, you have to use what works for you. And if the way I do it stresses you out, or just it doesn't seem like it would work for you, then don't use it. Find what works for you. I find that I love to look back and see what I have done. And I love that, like I talked about in the video, I love that I can look at my planning and I can say, okay, my goal is to do 120 stitches. That's going to take me about between a half an hour and an hour, depending on how intensely I'm stitching. And so I love to have that guesstimation, and I really like to look back and say, wow, on this day, I was really heavy in stitching. And on this day, I was really light on stitching or no stitching at all. And so I like that tracking, and I like all the extra planner pages. I don't use them all, as you saw, but I like the opportunity that they're there. So that's the great thing about Jen's planner, is that you can not print some of the pages if you don't want them. You can just print the calendar pages or the goal pages. You can do whatever you want. And that's what I love about the TUL system, is that I can take things out and put them in as I see fit. So if you all have any questions at all, I am here to help. I have been a planner person for years and years and years. My life does not function without a planner. And so, you know, I'm happy to help and to help you figure out what would work for you. Jen is also happy to help. You know, if you have questions about the planner itself or anything like that, then just shoot her an email. She might not get back to it super, super quick because they did just buy a house and they have a lot going on, but reach out to her if you have a question. So I know there's some questions on the sizing of the actual planner pages, 8.5 by 11. They fit in a notebook or just a normal binder really easily. So, all right, well, thank you guys for joining us on the hide today, and I hope you liked this kind of different video that I did. So, all right, bye.